You know how they say that words are spells? Well, today I had an epiphany. Because when you're working with energy, you begin to pay attention to the energy that your words hold. You begin to pay attention to the energy that different words and phrases emit because, like I said in my other video, we're not here to just go with the program of what people have always done. We're here to challenge some of these processes, some of these beliefs. And one of the phrases that I had to challenge today was, I'm sorry. Now, when you hear, I'm sorry, and I'm referring to this in the context of feeling as though you need to forgive yourself or feeling as though you need to forgive others. Because a lot of people, when we're healing, what happens is we get caught in this loop of thinking that we need to forgive everyone. And we don't understand that it's not about forgiving. It's about understanding that everything happened for a reason and to simply accept. When you think that you need to forgive, it means that you're actually calling judgment on something. And what I mean by that is, for instance, when we say to ourselves, I forgive myself for doing this or for not doing this, for thinking this way. What you're actually doing is casting judgment. I'm sorry or I forgive. It holds an energy of guilt. And it's important for us to start not just watching what we say, but paying attention to the energy that different words and phrases emit. So when you say to yourself, I forgive you for thinking this way in the past, I forgive you for acting this way, for conducting yourself in this manner, you're actually passing judgment. You're condemning yourself. And what comes to mind is the laws of Mayat. When you say, I have not, the whole purpose of these laws was to remind you that as God, your soul is pure. This is a simulation. This is not real. Meaning that your soul has not done any of these things. And the lesson is to remember that. This is when you're coming back to the remembrance of yourself. You're actually forgetting everything that people told you that you were, or that your ego has fooled you into believing and thinking that you are. You're none of those things. So when you say, I'm sorry, it's actually affirming that you believe that you did that thing. And the same goes for other people. But when you truly, truly understand and feel it, that I haven't done any of these things, I have nothing to feel guilty for, and you start releasing that energy of guilt completely, passing guilt on yourself, passing guilt on other people, condemning and judging yourself, condemning and judging other people, casting stones, that is actually when you will become free. Because otherwise, you're locking yourself in a cycle of guilt. When you continue to feel as though you have to forgive people, you can't change the past. You can't change the things that you've done or the things that other people have done to you, but you can change your perception on what happened and why it took place. And when you fully embrace the truth of the matter, which is just that these were all a part of the simulation and lessons that you and that other person were learning. You will understand that there's really no need to pass judgment or to hold on to this energy of guilt. The best thing you can do is to completely break free from that energy. Remember, we are energy. This is all about energy. Don't get caught up in the reflection in the mirror. When you go back to that remembrance that I am not just me, I am everything. I am everyone. Then you will stop passing judgment. And as soon as you do this, you will completely let go of this energy of guilt. Allow yourself room to learn, to make mistakes, and to grow without passing judgment. And the same goes for other people. And I know we've been conditioned to judge, but how other people choose to conduct themselves is their business. It is. That's their reality. And many of us think that we need to somehow judge it, that we should have a say in it, simply because we're all co-creating together. But it's not true. You can send positive thoughts and intentions to that person. Instead of judging them, look at them as though you're looking at a reflection of yourself. And instead of projecting onto them negativity, project onto them positive things. This person is so kind and loving. I send them peace and abundance. I hope that they have the most amazing life. Regardless of what they choose to do, say, or how they choose to act. This is the mastery. No one ever said it was going to be easy at first, but that's why it's called mastery. Because if it was so easy, everyone would be doing it. But the more that you practice, the easier it becomes. It's true that many of us are creatures of habit. So learn new habits. Practice new habits. Instead of jumping to conclusions about people, instead of judging them, practice a habit of just sending them good energy. And trust me, I have people who disrespect me, who do different things to me. So I understand these things do happen. But what I also understand is that we can't control other people, but we can control how we react, how we respond, how we perceive the situation. And generally, when you're reacting, it's because you're somehow taking it personal. But once you realize that this has nothing to do with you, when they're disrespecting you, they're disrespecting themselves. Whatever they do to you, they are doing it to themselves. It really has nothing to do with you. So don't let them get under your skin. Simply pray for them or wish them well. Because once again, it's not about passing judgment. And when you pass judgment on them, you're passing judgment on yourself. And you're actually calling in certain things into your reality where the same things that you judge them on, you're going to be tested on. That's how it works. Because we're all reflections of one another. And we're here to learn. This is Earth School.